comfortable seat. I really like to kneel because sitting cross-legged is really uncomfortable for me. But you can sit on your bum if you like, whatever feels right for you. Sit on a pillow, sit however you fancy. And just bring your hands to rest in your lap. Just close the eyes down, give the head a little roll, side to side, stretching out your neck. If it's early morning for you guys, this can feel kind of nice to wake yourself up. If it's the end of the day like it is for me, and you've been carrying your toddler around all day, you're probably feeling a bit stiff. It's just nice to stretch your neck at all times really. Your head's quite a heavy thing. So bringing your head into the middle and just trying to touch your chin down towards your chest. So we're not dropping our head into our lap, but just trying to bring the chin to the chest. Taking a few steady breaths here. And then we're going to stretch out the throat. So try not to drop your head back, but rather lift your chin, lift your nose, and stretch out through the throat. Maybe try and sink the shoulders down a little more, just so we're really opening up through the top of the chest into the throat there. And then coming back to a more neutral position with your head, taking your right ear to your right shoulder. So try not to bring your shoulder up to your ear. Just stretching out the side of your neck. And coming back up through the middle, left ear to left shoulder. And then bringing yourself back to the middle. Okay, so we're just going to do a couple of pranayama exercises, breathing exercises. So if you're able to breathe through your nose, that's deemed optimal in yoga. But really the most important thing is that you breathe and you just pay attention to your breath. Yeah, that's the point of pranayama, is to have a little bit of time out of the world outside of your mat and come into yourself, okay? So we're going to start with our ujjayi breathing, our ocean breath. We're aiming for about 4 counts in, 4 counts out. Not really any pauses between the inhale and exhale. And you want to try and restrict the throat slightly so you make a sort of hissing noise, a bit like a wave washing in and out of the shore. Okay, so I'll try and do it as loudly as I can. You just do your best, aiming for about 4 counts in, 4 counts out. Let's do 5. Off you go. Okay, our next breath technique is called bellows breath. And what we do here is we inhale, and then as we exhale, we really try and like squash the sides of our belly in and back up. So we force the exhale out, which will create the need for an inhale. And we kind of like pump, 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 pump our belly until we've got no exhale left. We're going to do 3 of those, and just do it until you're completely out of air, okay? So I'll do 1, and then you can start when you're ready. Inhaling. Okay, so you kind of like pant out of your nose until you're completely done. 2 more. Okay, and the last one is bumblebee breath. Okay, so you're going to bring your fingers over your eyes, placing a firm pressure but not like squashing your eyeballs. And then you will put your thumbs in your ears, but just wait a second while I explain. So fingers on your eyes, thumbs ready. You're going to inhale, and then you're going to press your tongue to the roof of your mouth, and as you exhale, you kind of like hum or buzz, again, until your breath runs out. Okay, and we'll do 3 of those. So thumbs in your ears, off you go. And taking your thumbs out of your ears. Keeping your eyes closed as you bring your hands down to prayer at your heart. And we'll do an Om together. Now with an Om you can either do like an OM or an AUM, whichever sort of thing feels best for your mouth. And you want to go for about 80% effort. So you don't want to go 100%, you'll run out of air, but you do need to put some effort in. And this in itself is a bit of a pranayama exercise. It's, you know, if like me you're not really a singer, it's quite a good test of that sort of respiratory ability. And I do it just to like prove to myself that I'm not a coward. Obviously these sort of things are quite fun to do in a group when you've got lots of people together, but let's have a go united but apart. So taking an inhale. Nice. And then just blinking your eyes open. Let's bring the arms down, long by our sides. Do a big inhale. Take the arms all the way up. And as you exhale, twist out one way, bringing your hands down. And let's go back up through the middle and out the other way. Let's do a couple more like that. Lifting up tall, twisting out. Coming back up, over the other way. Let's go up. And this time just bring your front hand across, take hold of your leg, and just give yourself like a little pull round, just a little bit of resistance there. I quite like to thread my back arm across behind me, but you can keep the fingers down and then just wriggle the head around till you find that sweet spot. Okay, let's come back up through the middle. And over the other side, going for a slightly longer hold here, just a little bit of a pull with that front arm. Just wriggling your head around till you find the right place. And then bringing yourself back to the middle. Let's take the arms all the way up again. Maybe an inhale, and then bring one hand down, reach the other arm as long as you can, and then walk that grounded hand out to the side as you find some length through the side of the body. Okay, coming back up and over the other way. So one hand comes down, reach the other arm up, lift up tall, maybe an inhale, and then walk your hand away, finding space through that side. And then bringing yourself back to the middle. Okay, so let's just warm up into the shoulders, into the thoracic spine, so into the upper back. I'm going to turn sideways, you don't need to move at all. What we want to try and do is not be wiggling and wobbling the hips around, but rather bring the movement from like the ribs up, okay? So let's take the arms to cactus position, which is like elbows level with your shoulders, hands on top of your elbows. And just try if you can here to spread the shoulder blades a little bit and pull the ribs in so you're as tall as you can be and open in the front and the back of your body. On your next inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together, pull the arms back and maybe lift the chin, lift the gaze. And as you exhale, bring your elbows to touch in front of you, rounding your back, dropping your chin. Inhale, open up the front of the body. Exhale, round and close. Let's do one more like this. Okay, this time if you like, as you open up the front of the body, you can tip the tail out behind you if that feels good. And as you open up the back of the body, you can pull your tail under if that feels good. Just make it as extra as you like. Let's do 3 more. Last one. And then bringing your hands down. Okay, so if you're not already kneeling, come to a kneeling position. And if you are on a mat, just give yourself some mat in front and behind of you rather than being sideways like I was when we started, okay? So we're going to do some of the same ideas, but we're going to come up to a high kneeling position and then add in the arms here, okay? So let's come up to high kneeling. Now, you might want to take your feet apart slightly. You might want to tuck your toes under. That's up to you. If you need to put a blanket under your knees, you can. Just try and get your glutes on. Tuck your tail a bit, but not so much that you feel like pressure in your lower back, okay? But we want to try and keep the thighs vertical. Now from here, as we inhale, we'll take the arms all the way up. And as we exhale, let's squeeze the elbows into the waist. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, squeeze the elbows into the waist. Continue. If you like, optional here, as you exhale and squeeze the elbows down, you can stick your tongue out and exhale out of your mouth. So it's like it's called a lion's breath in yoga. Let's do a couple more. Okay, so now we're going to move a little bit more into a bit more strength and a bit more balance. So as we take the arms up, we're also going to try and pick up the right knee and step the right foot out in front. And then as you exhale, elbows into your side, maybe a lion's breath. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, elbows to your side. Last one here. Arms go up and bring your right knee back. Exhale, reset. Okay, next time, let's inhale, reach the arms up. Left foot steps forwards. Elbows in, tongue out. Keep moving. Exhale, elbows in. Last one. Good, arms up. And left leg back. Okay, let's sit back down on the heels. Bring your hands down in front. Take your knees out wide. Bring your feet together. And walk your hands out in front of you. Coming down into child's pose. But don't turn off. Maybe have a little rock side to side with the body. Or I quite like to walk both hands all the way to one side. And then the other. And then bringing yourself back to the middle. You can just take a few moments here. Just allow yourself to be a bit softer, a bit more chilled. And then we're going to find our way back to downward dog. Okay, so let's press the hands down into the mat. Bring your knees back in so they're more like hip width. Lift your hips enough to tuck your toes. And then push your hips back and up. Reaching down through the heels. Don't force your legs straight, but try and make them long. So reach through the heels and lift the sit bones rather than just snapping your knees back into that straight line. You can wag your tail, pedal your legs. Good. Okay, let's take a few more breaths here. From here, let's reach the right leg all the way out behind. Go ahead and explore opening and closing the hips, maybe bending and straightening the leg. And then we're going to step the right foot all the way up towards the hands. Just do your best. Pull it underneath you. Step it up. And then options. You can bring the back knee down or you can keep it lifted. But as you bring the body up, try and tuck your pelvis into a neutral position, okay? So try not to dump down into the lower back there. From here, we're going to do those open and close like we did kneeling, okay? So let's inhale the arms to cactus. Exhale, just ground down here. Next inhale, squeeze the elbows back, shoulder blades together, lift the gaze, lift the heart. Exhale, round the back, bring the elbows together in front, drop your chin. Let's do two more. One more. Good, inhale back to somewhere in the middle, bringing the hands back, and let's step back to downward dog. Pedal your legs, wag your tail. Other side, reach your left leg out. Have a little explore here. Bend and straighten your leg, maybe make a circle with your knee. And then let's pull that left leg under, stepping your left foot down. Bring your hips to a neutral position if you can, try not to let them tip forwards. Let's inhale the arms to our cactus position. Exhale, grounding down. Next, inhale, open up the front of the body, squeeze the back, lift the gaze. Exhale, close up. 2 more. 1 more. Coming back, bringing your hands down and stepping back to downward dog. You can rest here if it feels restful enough, or you can drop to child's pose, totally your choice. And then let's come back up to downward dog. Now we're going to bring the right knee towards the hands, but then we're going to kick the right foot out to the right side and spin on the left foot. So just feel free to watch if you're not sure, or just make that make sense to you, okay? So bring your right knee up and then kick your right foot out and then spin on the left foot. And we're going to come up into our supported side plank, or it's kind of like a gate pose here. So we're going to bring the right hand down to the floor. You might want a block or a book or something, or if you can use your fingertips as well, you don't have to have your hand flat. Press into that foot of the long leg, and then take your other arm all the way up, stretching out length through that side body. Make some circles, if that feels good. Nice big breaths. One more. Good, bringing yourself back up, starting to spin on those back toes, bringing your knee down, finding your hands down, and taking yourself back to downward dog. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So your left knee comes forwards, kick your left foot out behind you, turn the right foot to face to the right as you come up, and try and just sort your alignment out there, whatever feels right for you. Bringing your left hand down and taking your right arm all the way along the top, pressing into your right foot, and maybe some nice big circles, exploring. And then bringing yourself back up, spinning on those back toes, bringing the hands down and finding your way back to downward dog or to child's pose, and just taking a few breaths here. Okay, let's take one more shape. So we're going to walk the feet towards the hands, and then turning your toes out just a bit, not too much. We want to make sure we can press the knees out rather than our knees fall inside of our big toes. And then we're going to come down to our yoga squat. Now we want to try and have flat feet. So if you can't get your heels down, grab a towel or a cushion or something and pop it under your heels so the floor comes up to you. And we're just going to move from our squat into our forward fold, into our squat, into our forward fold. And your head doesn't really move much in this transition. It just goes from the right way up to the wrong way up, okay? So just find your way, hips lift up, head drops down, and then hips drop down, head lifts up. Let's do 2 more. Okay, now from your squat, if you've got something under your feet, you can take it away. We're going to come and sit down onto our bottoms, gather everything in. And you can keep your tiptoes down, or you can pull your toes up and find a boat pose here. Just try not to drop down. Try and lift up tall. Breathe here, relax your jaw. Last one. Good, bringing your feet down, hip width, toes ahead, hands down behind you, fingers facing forwards. We're going to push up into reverse tabletop here. Options, you can leave your bum on the floor and just really try and use your shoulder blades to open up your chest, or you can push down into hands and feet and press the whole of the front of your body up, up, up. Whichever works for you. Breathe. And then bring yourself back down onto your bottom. You're going to slide your left foot across underneath you towards the right hip, and then either bring your right foot into your left shin, or you can step it all the way across the outside of your leg, just taking a nice tall twist. So try and lift up through your head as you twist around into that right thigh. Keep your fingertips to like help you be taller, or even take them away. Try not to lean into your hand. And just try and like breathe deep into your belly here. Really feel the pressure and the squish of your leg, kind of giving you a little bit of a massage. Again, if this is early morning, it's a nice thing to do before breakfast. If it's the end of the day, it's a nice thing to do just to kind of like help everything work its way through. Twists are good at all times of the day. Yoga is good at all times of the day. Even when IG has other ideas. Okay, let's pick ourselves back up and then switch our legs round the other way. So bringing your right foot across, and then either standing your left one into your shin or across to the outside, giving yourself a nice tall twist. Either keeping those fingertips down in the mat behind you or wrapping your arm across. Coming back to the middle. Alright, finding your way down onto your backs, bringing your knees in for a hug, having a little roll maybe side to side if that feels good. And then taking one leg long, keeping the other one in, holding onto it with the opposite hand as you let that arm fall out to the side, and just twist your leg across your body. Just trying to keep the shoulders heavy. And then coming back to the middle, bringing both knees in, and then switching to the other side, taking the other leg long and twisting the other way. And then bringing yourself back to the middle, bringing the knees in. If you like, you can take your nose up to your knees, or you could do happy baby, taking the knees wide and the feet up, maybe holding onto them, maybe rocking side to side. Or you can push one leg longer than the other. And then it's totally up to you. If you want to stay lying down for the bit where we're in stillness, you can. If you want to do more of a shavasana, or I'm going to come up to sitting just so I can keep tabs on the technology. but you could do a seated meditation instead, okay? What's important is that you find somewhere that you can be comfortable and relaxed. So if you're sitting, you might want to sit with your back against the wall or on a cushion. Closing down the eyes. And just taking a moment to scan through the body. Just checking that you are able to let go, not holding on anywhere. If you do feel like you need to, you could try scrunching somewhere up. I always like to just do hands, feet, face, maybe a big bum squeeze as well. And then let go. And just allow your body to sink and to settle into the support of whatever is beneath you. Coming to watch your breath as it settles now back into a natural rhythm. Bringing in what you need, taking out what you don't. And as your body and your breath settle, invite your mind to do the same. Not to stop or turn off, but just trying to become an observer without reaction. Allowing any thoughts or distractions to come and go without following as you let yourself rest. You did the best you could today, and that is always enough. And as you feel your body soften and your breath steady, just come and hold your attention at the space between your eyebrows or in heart center. And gently bringing your attention back to your breath. Feeling that cool inhale fill you up, new space, new energy. And that warm exhale carrying away anything that no longer serves you. And as you feel each breath, bring a little more energy in, feeling it start to build, start to spread. Down the arms to the fingers, down the legs to the toes. And with a little wiggle, and a little bit more. Reconnecting your mind and your body with your breath. Shifting your attention, bringing back movement. Piece by piece, toes to nose. Maybe stretching all the way out, or tucking all the way in. And then giving yourself a big hug. Say thank you to you for this time today. Time to explore, time to connect. Facing challenges with courage, kindness, playfulness and patience. And taking all of that with you along with the peace and calm that you've created into the rest of your day. Keeping your eyes closed if you can. Coming up to a comfortable seat if you're not. And once you're there, just rolling the head around, stretching out the neck again. And coming back to the middle. Next inhale, shoulders to ears. Exhale, drop. 2 more. Bringing your hands to prayer at your heart. Just taking a moment to seal in this kind, calm energy, storing it for when you need it next. And if you'd like to join me in another Om, you're very welcome. Inhaling. Bringing your prayer to your forehead. Always think good thoughts to your lips. Always speak good words, especially to yourself. And turning your hands to your heart. Always do good things. Open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you.